Why, hello everyone, it's me, Nemesis Bloodreich, and this is a reaction. I tend to say that a lot, don't I? Yeah, so today, reacting to Bakugo VS Reze, the new death battle, with my co-host, Nobody. Yeah, I'm on my own this time again. Just in case anyone's wondering, there was a reaction to Cell vs. Metal Sonic, but I kind of just forgot to upload it, and frankly, it wasn't the most cheerful, pro episode time, so I guess it's really not that much. I don't think anyone would have wanted to see us just kind of tear into an episode, and that's even with me being the one going, I did like this and that, but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully this will be a more positive time and I'll have a reason to upload it. Yeah, let's just start. We are of course starting with the Whiz U2's announcement. I'll probably be picking it up because I've got a boomstick. I'm not going to leave him to be on his own like that. Yeah.
Floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If that is main
Okay. I did not know that. Christ. That's really funny though.
He kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually
I feel like that's... Is that something that's going to be in the fight? I feel like it's something they could just do outright. But maybe they'll be creative with it. I don't know. Maybe the sweat will go in Reze instead and bring her back to life. Or kill her. I don't fucking know. Yeah, okay. I'm very curious. Where are they putting him? Okay.
Given Bakugo's whole deal is explosions, since to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally energy
alright, yeah, it's
kilograms of trinitrotoluene,
a chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
That's the recipe for kaboom. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second. Almost 400 times the speed of sound.
Are we gonna get another case with the Hiroaki characters getting weaker and slower? Well, no, they already gave him light speed.
With all of this crazy bullshit,
So,
Bakugo became
please don't tell me they're gonna actually put Bakugo. Oh no.
Nemesis, all for one.
That's crazy. The Hiroaki just getting weaker with time. Oh my god.
But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to
Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed
to himself.
some incredible feat.
Losers, sickest quirk in the world over here. Dynamite! Dynamite! Dynamite!
That is so funny to me.
Whiz, what happened to you? You look funny. And
Oh, they're doing this bit again. Okay. Yeah. For an exorbitant price, I'm sure.
You got jealous, didn't you?
What? No.
I paid way too much for that fucking boomstick. It's really not worth it. And I'm gonna pay way too much for this one again.
Boomstick, I have a metal arm. I always have. Oh, and if you order it, there's a chance.
Yeah, it's a golden.
Special version with a
Yeah.
gold arm.
I kind of don't.
Actually kind of awesome.
I kind of don't know how I'd feel if I get the golden arm, because my boomstick has just the standard leg, so I'm not really, I don't know.
And after that, it will never be available again. So don't miss out.
Yeah, U2's disgusting bullshit FOMO marketing strategy, rubbish. Hate them, frankly, but
Humanity has been plagued by
it's
all
Death
manner of
Battle.
ills since they
I feel like I gotta support it.
In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear. But
At least unlike some ways you can support Death Battle, here I know I'm actually gonna get the thing I paid for.
But she's actually a Soviet.
She's got nice hair.
From birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone.
Thank you for that.
In a world as
Thank you. I never would have put that together. Oh man, what is a Soviet? I just don't get it. What is an assassin? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Thank you.
walking, tuck a bomb for a head.
Someone like Reze would
I do like the bomb head. I mean, I wish it didn't get rid of the purple hair, but I do think the bomb head is amusing. It's not my favorite. I don't care about Chainsaw Man, and I think it kind of looks really ugly, the anime at least. But some of the designs I like, and I think, you know, Chainsaw Man itself is a great design. So like, you know, the bomb head's cool, but I do think there are better.
Damn, that's hardcore. She can use these blasts to jet through the sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions that tear apart entire cities, making herself
So
stronger
she's more powerful than Bakugo, because they only put Bakugo at like town level.
Explosions as she wants, non-stop.
City level's a little higher. About what's city level? Was that like 1.7 megatons onwards is what's considered city level, something like that. I kind of hope I got that wrong, because then I'm not too deep in.
the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality.
Okay.
Collective consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me.
This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive,
And
valuable for any global power to control.
okay,
Instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb
I'm not sure how I felt about that
looking for
complete
anyone to love.
pointless ramble on.
Reze actually hesitated
And maybe it'll have something to do. Maybe she dies from the Chainsaw Man and she gets like a race, so that's like
and found
important
they weren't
knowledge.
so
Okay.
different than the Typhoon Devil.
I was gonna ask if they put her as more powerful or as faster, but no, because they already gave Bakugo the Shigaraki scaling.
She took her lessons to heart
So,
and proved he was more than a
but
fitting host
they
for
put her stronger,
He whooped her ass, but spared
because she's got the city level thing though.
Action wasn't a total act after all.
I mean, okay, there might have been something with Bakugo at city level that I might just miss, and that really just kind of flew by without anything. That felt really short. Was that just me?
Battle's about to start, and I hope you
That felt really like
hear these kabooms with
brief
like
and
our sponsor, Raycon.
That's right, Boomstick.
maybe I'm just losing my mind a bit. I swear that felt like I was really short,
Coming up, this is the kind of gift she'll actually use.
Such as
but it was probably the same length. It was probably the same length. I'm pretty sure I'm just like imagining it, because I talk more.
Like going
Probably
for
because I talk more during that.
errands or driving a rocket-powered dune buggy. You know,
While with Bakugo's, it was just like I had nothing to say, so I probably felt longer.
enough for you.
You know what? Let's just see. Let's just see. Was that One's Justice? Was that a bit of One's Justice action? Yeah, that easily one of the best Ninja Storm knockoffs out there. All right, let's just see. Let's get into it. I do like placing the episode at night because it makes the explosions pop a bit more. I like that.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin.
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up and die!
Okay. That was cool. I like that. I like that. Okay. Some hand-drawn stuff. Not bad, not bad.
Oh, damn!
That's interesting. I like how it looks, but it just feels a little out of place. I like his reflection in the bomb helmet. That's cool. Well, it's not a helmet, is it? It's just a fucking head. Oh. Okay. That was not a howitzer impact. That was absolutely not.
Lose it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Explicitly wanted to annoy me by not giving us a full spinning time howitzer impact. Oh, now it's 3D? Might have just been that shot. Yeah, it was just that shot, alright.
Leave them out
Oh.
of this.
Now there's a different hand-drawn style? I do like the, you know, Bakugo being the hero. And now it's a different 3D style? What? No, I really like, you know, Bakugo is trying to help people in his odd way. Yeah, they just did the thing.
You bit off a bit more than you could chew. My blood isn't the only thing you drank. It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass!
Oh, okay. I'm sure that's statutory. No, this is like adult Bakugo. Look, this is... Please jump.
I'm aiming for absolute victory.
Okay, now that's a real howitzer impact. Oh, I guess impact cluster, whatever. That's what I was looking for. That was it, though? No, that... No, it's not that. Really?
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Bro thought he was so cool saying that. Wait.
Oh, Denji, we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, they had Bakugo at light speed. End of story, right?
Casual observer, at least, they seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same gun devil that could literally fly around the world, killing millions of people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
Impressive, but compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch light beams with his bare hands.
That's over 1,000 times faster. And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that caliber, there's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo.
Okay, no, this time it actually is 1,000 times faster, I think. Unlike with whatever they were doing with Mahito Shigaraki.
A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He survived being impaled through the torso.
Let me guess, they're going to give stamina to Reze because she has better regeneration. Even though, in this matchup, Bakugo is the one that can kill her and she can't kill him. Even though his stamina is more capable than hers in the context of this fight. Because in a completely distinct context that's not related to one another, her stamina is better, she's going to take it. Is that the case? Or is this going to be a draw?
Actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag. Stamina goes to Reze.
No. No, it does not. Because his stamina is the one that can actually keep up in the context of this fight. It's not analyze them unrelated to one another. It's analyze them in the context of the matchup. Fucking hell. Oh, I hate that. I fucking hate that style of writing.
Calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kills in explosion was over 100 times more powerful, coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, here we go. Alright, the mountainside thing. Let me see. A couple megatons?
Or just over 2 megatons of TNT. 5 times more powerful than the Taigo was more than
oh my
enough
fucking
to hang
god.
on and get his kill shot, especially with his speed.
And devil healing factors can be overtaxed with
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Against someone as fast
and so like they just gotta put in the fucking. She just gets like thrown the stamina one because all the reasons that stamina does not help in this fight are just not in that section. So technically, in a completely distinct context from the matchup, Reze's stamina is superior. No, that's not how that works. That's like if you put a character whose ability is they can nullify the concept of speed, and their top speed feed is Mach 1, against a character who has like a Mach 100 speed feed. And even though character A can completely nullify the concept of speed, you still give the speed tier to the other one because technically they're faster, even if in the context of this fight, no they are not because it doesn't apply. That is the kind of analysis that's done with the like the category system, and that makes it so hard for me to just buy into the fucking shit they're saying. Even though, like, I know that Bakugo wins. I know this is not like kilotons versus megatons. This is like kilotons versus gigatons. Whatever. Next time. Okay, so the whole month, my thought process has been the next time will either be one of the two revealed matches, the two matches we know, Ang Traveler or Grewmind, or it's going to be another double returner. I'm hoping for Grewmind. And I don't feel like that's too wild a guess, given the fact that, like, we have not had the only 3D episode we've had this year was like the Devil Artemis show, right? He helmed that. So I imagine there's others who can helm another episode in 3D. That could be Grewmind. It could also be Ang Traveler. That could also be 3D now I think about it. Yeah. So I feel like it's gonna be one of those two. I have my hopes for one in particular, because I really don't fucking care about Wan Shin Impact. Fuck off. But, you know, I like the one whole Despicable, and I guess one whole Megamind movie too. One whole movie from from each of Gru and Megamind. Double return is the other option. Fucking... As much as, I mean, it could also be a single returner as well. I know it's not going to be Marvel DC though. But, you know, who knows? Maybe this will involve a video game character. I know I just said I don't care about Traveler and his game. But at least that would be a video game character. Let's just see. Let's see. It's going to be one of those, I imagine, right? Yeah, okay. Not too big a guess. I feel like that was fairly acceptable, like, assumption.
Subscribe and join
Yeah.
as a member to see more Death Battle. And don't forget to order your very own...
Shut the fuck up with that. I gotta go back. Hold on. So, how long was that fight? That felt really short, but it can't have been, right? So 15 to, I'm gonna guess 18? About the length of a normal fight? Yeah, it's like the length of a normal fight. Why'd that feel so oh, it's a little bit shorter. Why'd that feel so short to me? Why? Because that was like probably around 2 minutes 50 seconds to 3 minutes 10, roughly. I'm not actually like really doing the math in my head right now, but that felt really short to me. Hold on, let's go back through. I'm trying to figure out why.
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Yeah, so don't know how the fight started, but whatever. They gave Reze pants because monetization.
How would I tell them that if I was already...
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the rapidly shifting art styles here. I'm not sure why that was chosen. Because, like, I mean, that looked fine. But, and, like, I would have no issues if that was the style. Because it's a very, like, the way they're colored and, like, the way they're animated reminds me a lot of certain parts of Kyle Simone. Which it also had an inconsistency, like, issue, but I feel like it was not as pronounced. I really like this. This is great. And look, purple hair cameo.
Let go of me.
And then there's like a Moro style 3D bit. And then she kill herself. But, you know, she's fine. Because I assume that's how she powers up into that form, is pulling the pin. Which I do think, like, I don't know the character really, as noted. But visually, I think that's a really cool visual. The idea of, like, pulling the pin to get that power up. That's cool if that's what that is.
Leave them out of this.
Yeah, that's cool. I really appreciate that detail in... Because Reze's kind of a bitch who kills people. While Bakugo, he is a hero at the end of the day. So I like that touch, you know. Victory for everyone, including the people who are just there. And then that feels like a different entire 3D style. Yeah. The lighting, the like line work, and that's probably not the right term in a 3D model. But like the other one has that kind of Moro style, very thick line work that gives it this impression of hand-drawnness. That's a word, hand-drawnness. And then these explosions, of which it kind of looks like they all miss except the last one that kind of barely grazes him.
Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
And then Bakugo, you know, because he did that in the show, so he's doing that here too. That's neat. And then there's like another distinct hand-drawn style, but that one's brief, so it's not as bad. I'd say that he immediately jumps into it again. Did he do the fucking Wally West? Hold on. I gotta go back and pause there. Did he do the fucking Wally, the Wallace West? Okay. Oh my god. He fucking does the fucking Wally West, like, you know, because if you, like, check out, like, versus blogs or not, you'll, if you do, I don't know why I said or not, you won't understand if not, but if you do, you'll know that a lot of the times when there's, like, before the verdicts, and there's a comment about, like, immeasurable speed, or MFTL speed that people push but isn't necessarily true, or is, like, debatable, it's always that Wally West image, either redrawn, or with the character's head on top, and they fucking put it in the fight. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant. I do like the impact cluster. They're dragging her across the city. There's a nice sense of speed that Death Battle doesn't really do anymore. God, something about... I'm just trying to figure out why does that feel so short and kind of underwhelming?
Scratch that.
So it ends at 18:10, begins at about 15:10. So it's like almost exactly 3 minutes, which is about 30 seconds shorter than usual, but it really shouldn't feel this much shorter. So like they do their aerial fight, they have their scuffle in the building, and then okay, I think I know what it is. So that is the fight part. The actual fighting ends about a minute 20 seconds in, and then after that it just becomes one big attack from Reze, followed by the explosion, and then one big attack from Bakugo. So from about the 16, about the, so I counted about here because this is still part of the attack, right? So this is still like actual fighting, and then he does this in the middle of the combo. So from about the 16-minute 40 second mark to 18:10, it is like 2 attacks that get, or 3 that get dropped and landed. And I think it's because there's that 30 seconds of extra missing fight that would normally be there, because this story moment, like the way it's just done to like get across this, and I'm glad this is here. This takes away a large amount of time, because, you know, it's not combat. It's a much slower moment. It's got to focus more on, like, storytelling, atmosphere, right? So, I think that's what's doing it, is the fact that if this had... Because I imagine... Because this kind of feels like one of those, like, Trend Chaser sort of, like, type matchups. And I feel like if this had more time, there might have been more, like, actual fighting around this point. Right? Because there's this attack. Yeah, I feel like there could have been more fighting at this point, right? Yeah, 2 attacks, and then she's going to jump up, explode from the inside because she licked the teenager's juices. I don't know, maybe she's a teenager. I really don't know. I'd hope so, given Denji. I didn't check her age, but... I do like that. Like, there's a bit of... It's creative. Yeah, and then she does this and it just misses. So, there's 3 attacks that land in the last minute and a half. And I think that's what makes it feel really short. I mean, I don't know what else you could do just because I don't know Reze. Like, I don't think there was an AP shot. Maybe there was during one of the combos. No, I don't think there was any Go Beyond Plus Ultra, which is... I'm okay with that, I guess. I mean, it's probably better than... I probably like it more than Miles Deku, just because there was more, like, actual creativity in this one. Even though, like, that one just sweeps in terms of how it actually looks. It looks way better. And it's felt oddly, it's just me, this feel oddly low scale for Bakugo. And again, just for Bakugo, because I don't know if Reze goes necessarily higher scale than this. Because I do like this bit, like in the air. I kind of wish there was more of that, just because, you know, aerial combat is a big deal with Bakugo. It's like Bakugo's whole thing is his explosions making him incredibly good at aerial combat. And I think the camera work is really dynamic in this part. Like the way the camera spins and turns around, like it flips as they're falling, and they're both just completely comfortable with it. I really like that, because it shows you something about the characters. They're both, like, I'd assume with Reze, she just knows if she falls, she'll be fine. She has this very blasé approach to everything in this fight, so I kind of get the impression that she's someone who does not really give a shit, because she's a devil. She can just heal from any wound, right? So why should she care? And I assume, you know, Soviet assassin not really trained to value her own life. While with Bakugo, he shows more distress because, you know, he's worried about the people. And in this case, the reason he's so calm here is both his confidence and also because, you know, he's in the air. This is his element. And, like, I really like... That's whatever. That kind of feels like it was just there to fit the line in. But, like, I love that. The way the camera spins and twists around to kind of convey the speed and the amount of rotation he's getting in there. It's just that after that, there's no more real... Because after that, the only aerial combat is Bakugo lands, like, the finishing blow, and that's it. That's amusing. I do think that's amusing. I didn't laugh, but it's amusing. I guess I was more distracted by the suddenly different art style that makes Bakugo really top-heavy. It's just me. He's got, like, that lugnut build. The animated lugnut build, yeah. He's all beef in the upper half, and then he's got them squat little legs. Yeah, then that's about, like, the end of the actual choreography. After this, it becomes big attack after big attack. And that might be... Yeah, that's definitely it. That's the problem. I sussed it out. Yeah, that was like specifically to upset me. The howitzer impact does not get a full spinning time. I do think it's really strange that they have Bakugo utterly demolish... I mean, he doesn't even demolish it. He destroys the inside of the skyscraper. How many people died from him doing that? I guess, like... What was I talking about? The scale of it? Yeah. It's a really low scale for a lot of it. With, like, kilometer-wide explosions. And then... like, there's that, which is not particularly high scale. And then there's like this, which, like, you know, it's cool, but it doesn't feel big. I think it doesn't feel big because, like, the sound isn't very impactful. Bakugo doesn't make any noise, and the next shot shows Bakugo, like, you see how his arms are hanging down? I guess he did get propelled upwards if they're hanging limply like that. He's not falling into it. But it kind of comes across like it blew him up, and then like the next one comes up. I don't know. But it's... And then the only, like, real moment of any particular scale is this. And then that's like... That is the same exact mid-scale explosion that killed Miles. Right? Like, maybe that's intentional. Yeah, the fireworks, cool. I assume that I just assume that's like a detail involving Reze's character, because she threw those little things that make firework explosions. But like for a character, both characters, they put at like explosions that can destroy cities, right? Kilometer wide detonation, and that's like a couple 100 meters maybe, not even. That might be like 100 meters wide. Like, I'm looking at next to the buildings. I think I can spare, like, between 1 to 200 meters wide. Maybe bigger. So, like, a fifth the size it should be to kind of match. And like I get that you're not always gonna get the same scale. Like I guess I shouldn't be like, oh, it doesn't match exactly the stuff. But I feel like for a Bakugo episode, that was good, right? I thought the animation was fairly solid. The completely random shifting styles all over the place, notwithstanding, even with the 3D, 2 scenes looks different both times. Or no, 3 scenes, because I'm pretty sure her dancing in the sky saying the line was 3D as well, and probably the second style, if, off memory. I'm not going to go back to look. But for a Bakugo fight, I feel like, aerial combat is one of the big things I'd be looking for, as well as sheer speed and impact. And that is where I would say the episode falls for me, is that we don't get much of that sense of sheer speed and impact. Like, that's fine. It's not particularly fast, and the explosions don't have any real impact with the sound design. Weak explosion. Again, weak explosion sound. Weak explosion sound. That was a muffle, so it's passable. Then here's the first moment of real speed. Is the spinning time throw, right? Great, love it. And then this whole part of the fight, naturally being in a building, doesn't go above building scale. And there's, I guess, someone could look at that and go, hey, look, it's fast, she's blocking bullets. But there's no real sense of insane speed there. Because it's animated in a way that just kind of looks like it's slowed down so that we can see better what's going on. Which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. That part is not the problem. Yeah, so after this is where it stops being actual fight until about 70 seconds later. And then here is our second sense of speed. And it's really good. It's really good. And then our first sense of actual scale beyond a regular building level that isn't that impressive. Yeah. So I think that's where it falls for me as a Bakugo episode. It doesn't have as much of the aerial combat as I'd like, though what is there is good. It doesn't have that real sense of blistering, blinding speed, which I will say even Deku Miles, which I like less, does have that sense of impeccable speed, like when Deku launches and clotheslines Spider-Man across the city into Old York, or is New Old York, I don't fucking remember. The abandoned district in New York that everyone visits once in the week. I said like that. That is a sense of speed there. This doesn't really convey that, and I get that. I was gonna say I get that. I don't know Reze, so it might just be that she does not have the capacity to reasonably keep up with that sense of speed. But that is the direct opposite of what they say. They say that on first glance they look like they should be the same, which just tells me that there's something off with their speed. And of course, there's the classic Death Battle custom sprite style, complete side on, no depth, and complete straight on, no depth sort of style at points. But there's shots like that make up for it. There's enough variety that I don't mind as much. But I think I can't say how this is as a Reze episode. But I can say, as an episode in general, I think it's solid. And as an episode for Bakugo, I'm not super big on it. I don't think it really does what I'd want to see in a Bakugo episode. In fact, there's part of me that kind of realizes as time goes on that what I want in a Bakugo episode is just Genos. But that's not happening. I mean, I don't think Bakugo is coming back because the manga's over. Yeah, I guess when the anime ends. Oh, wait, has it ended in the anime? Someone let me know. I don't know if the ending's been animated yet. If it has, though, then, yeah. Maybe, yeah, it kind of looks like the anime's been, yeah. Maybe I'll just do it myself. Nah, but, yeah, I mean, that was good. I think it has some issues, as mentioned. I'm glad that it didn't feel like just a quote fest. I mean, I can't say that with Reze, I don't know. But, you know, Bakugo wasn't just quoting things he said, aside from Dai and his name attacks. That's acceptable. Yeah. I think maybe he is quoting himself. It's not like I actually know the later seasons of Hero Acca after I dropped off. Yeah. So, yeah, that was that. That's how I feel. And the next episode I am excited for and want to see. So, that'll be all. Have a good one, folks. Take care.